I'm not sponsored by Hidive by any means. I just think they're one of the most unique, high-quality dubs in the industry, deserving a bit more recognition for their efforts. And I mean, Hidive, if you're watching this video, please sponsor me. I know I only have 700 subscribers, but please, this is free advertisement. If you don't know, Hidive is a streaming service in a similar vein to Crunchyroll. However, they are also exclusively devoted to producing and streaming English dubs of anime. Hidive has many licenses from Sentaifilmworks which they acquired after the closure of the anime network online. Does anyone remember that site? Because I sure don't. They also gained access to many of the exclusive titles that were featured on Amazon's anime strike service, like Made in Abyss. However, the part that got me interested in the company was their dubcast program. Somewhat of a competition with Funimation's simulcast dubbing, which meant dubs of new anime would be produced and aired in mere weeks after their Japanese airing. And that's basically Hidive. Now the reason I'm so interested in the company is through their dubcast program. So many shows I'm interested in seemed near impossible to receive in English dub, since Funimation wasn't picking up the licenses to these shows. However, some company I never even heard of was, with their anonymous whisper. I was confused, but even more so intrigued to see what the company had to offer. My first experience with them was their dub of How Clumsy You Are, Miss Ueno. Probably one of the funniest anime I've seen in years, and it's completely carried by the performances. It was so refreshing to listen to voices I had never heard before, but also seemingly see them fit the role so perfectly. I've never mentioned before how I don't find comedy in anime that funny, mostly due to them relying on more obscure situations and just loud noises rather than trying to tell a clever joke. While the show has those ridiculous situations, it's paired with an excellent vocal cast and clever dialogue. So I became invested, even more so than just having bare-bone jokes that had me laugh and actually end up on the floor at some points. The constant sexual harassment lines and that one urine pun were some of the highlights.
As such, Tonica, please partake of my urine.
Urine? Same.
The video is quickly devolving into a review of the anime, but for me, that's because it sums up their quality so well. If you're tired of Funimation or even Viz Media dub properties, try out Hidive. They've really got a new lease of life that they're bringing to the dubbing community that I never thought I'd see again. So yeah, this video is technically over, but I still want to discuss Miss Ueno. So I'll probably just leave this as partly a Hidive and Miss Ueno video, or something like that. But the anime needs to be way longer. It's barely 11 minutes, which is not enough time. It feels like the show ends before it even begins. It's a good start to a joke. It's good that it doesn't linger, and that could necessarily hurt the show. But I really wish there was more plot, especially when you consider that half of the show is consisted of the ED and the OP, which either shouldn't be in the show in the first place, or it should be a longer anime to have that be part of the situation why that would be the case. Anyway, I finished the whole thing within an hour, and I'm desperate for a second season now. The best way to describe the show for me is Doraemon takes a perverted twist. Ueno runs a science class and she creates these crazy inventions, with the main goal usually being to have the oblivious boy Tonica show affection towards her. Though things never go as planned and blah blah blah, hilarity ensues. I can't give the show enough credit from just reading a plot summary. But I would like to mention the dubcast in order to give them some spotlight, since they do a really good job despite being a pretty unknown cast of people. You've got Ueno, played by Hilary Hagg, who has had quite a few roles, but if you've ever heard her voice, it'd probably be as Akari from 5 centimeters per second. Yamashita, played by Monica Rial, probably the only prominent voice actor in this dub, and Tonica, played by Nathan Wilson, who's only had one role before this, as far as I can find, but I'd love to hear more from him, as he was probably the best performance and the one that kept me watching the show. Alright, I'll keep this video short as I could go on for hours about how much I love Miss Ueno and how much it needs a second season, blah blah blah, but I will leave it there and tell you, give me your opinion on Hidive and their dubs and what you think of the company. Let me know in the comment section below, and as always, I have to say, goodbye.